Have you just found your dream internship, but unsure where to start with your resume? Or you sent out countless resumes but heard nothing back? I know how exactly you are feeling with all the uncertainties, rejections, and the nagging moments of, am I doing right? But here's the silver lining. I'm here to guide you through the often intimidating process of crafting your resume. In this video, we will delve into the transformation of my very first resume as a fourth-year PhD student to the one that landed me my first industry job. If you are ready, let's dive right in. Alright, let's rewind the clock to my very first resume, a relic from the ancient era of March 6, 2020. Back then, I was a wide-eyed fourth-year PhD student, eagerly hunting for that elusive summer internship. Behold, a two-page masterpiece, my ticket to the job of my dreams. It boasted a front-loaded profile section, followed by education and jam-packed experience on page 1. Page 2, we had an adventure through campus activities, presentations, incredible skills, and the crowning glory, my precious publication. Does your first ever resume look like mine in any way? Fast forward to March 21st, 2021, fresh off my thesis defense, and I had fine-tuned this document that paved the way to my first job in the industry. It's a sleek one-pager, showcasing a captivating summary, an industry skills powerhouse, and an impressive work experience highlight, and a sprinkle of academic accomplishments under education. With 2.5 years of experience on the hiring side, I have gained a much deeper understanding of what matters the most to the recruiters and the hiring manager when reviewing a resume. Two primary questions come to mind. First, does the candidate have all the technical and soft skills required for this job? Second, if the candidate is still in school, when can they start working for us? With these two questions in mind, it's time to put these two resumes under magnifying glass. Now, in both versions, we have nailed something right at the very beginning, the professional summary. It's like the superhero intro to your resume, your elevator pitch that showcases your professional identity and a high-level overview of your achievements. In the initial resume, tailored for a medical science liaison role, I have employed two effective strategies. First, I underscored my communication and writing skills, which is crucial for success in the MSL role. Second, I quantified my achievements to make them specific and concise. For instance, I highlighted 2 students, 2 events, 2 manuscripts, and 5 publications. In the polished version, which is customized for a protein scientist role, I maintained the same appealing layout. I emphasized my domain expertise in post-translational modifications and presented my achievements quantitatively. But here's the kicker. If I were to give these two resumes one more round of magic, I would replace these vague words with specific numbers. So instead of considerable, I would say 4 years of experience, and the multiple projects would become 8 projects. You catch the drift, right? The key is to emphasize the most relevant skills and back them up with quantitative metrics. By doing so, you effectively addresses your audience's primary question: are you the ideal candidate for this job? Next up, the education section. But here's the exciting twist. We are keeping it after your work experience. All you need are just essentials: your major, which should align with the job description, and your graduation date, which answers that second question: when can you start working with us? Now it's the time to discuss the most crucial part of your resume, the work experience section. Burning questions on your mind. How do you decide what to put and how much details to share in the experience section? Well, if you caught my last video, you already know the key. Know your audience. Your resume's first audience is likely the recruiter, and the chances are they don't speak your research language. However, they are master keywords hunter, so avoid overwhelming them with jargons and irrelevant details. My first resume? It was a masterpiece of jargons and irrelevant details. For instance, I delved into the intricacy of histone H2B monoubiquitination, lysine 4 trimethylation, and the mystery of PhD fingers. Oh, what are these words? What happened to PhD's fingers? To the untrained eyes, these terms might as well have been the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. As graduate students, we were trained to provide comprehensive background knowledge for scientific projects. This mindset often led us to include more information than required when creating our resumes. I was excited to share the intricate details of my thesis project, but I failed to realize that my audience wasn't interested in these technicalities at all. Including these technical details only served to distract the recruiters from what truly mattered, my skills and relevant experiences. In fact, I received no responses using this resume. In contrast, my polished resume took a strategic approach. First, I extracted my relevant skills from my research experience and created a dedicated session tailored to match the keywords in the job description. This makes it easier for my audience to quickly assess my qualifications, focusing on the essence of minimal but essential information. Secondly, you may notice a few technical terms or jargon in the polished resume, such as post-translational modifications, immunoaffinity, LC-MS, thermal orbitrap, and so on. Are these jargons not too much for the recruiters? Guess what? Those are lifted right from the job description. Let's take a look at it side by side. See those keywords? They are there for a reason, to match the job descriptions. Even though the recruiters may not understand the meaning of these jargon, but they can easily match these to the job description. Imagine this. When a recruiter spots an impressive alignment of skills between your resume and the job description, boom, your resume gets straight to the hiring manager's desk. Crafting your resume is all about this moment. Guess where you best show off these skills? Yep, in skills and the research experience sections. That's where the magic of customizing your resume to a specific job happens. Feel free to pause the video and check how my resume is matching the keywords from the job description. By doing so, you are fully utilizing the skills and experience sections to address your audience's primary question. Is this candidate an ideal fit for this job? Now, you might have another burning question. After finding all the keywords, how would you present them efficiently? Here's the hint. Have you noticed the pattern in my bullet points? It's the format of data X using Y resulting in Z, where Z represents a quantifiable achievement. This is an efficient way to highlight your skills and support them with concrete evidence. To illustrate further, if I were to enhance this resume one more time, I would modify the first bullet point to characterize the 7 target proteins using immunoaffinity and LC-MS, resulting in 1 publication and 3 presentations. Did you catch that? A quick side note, it's not only perfectly fine, but also essential to be honest about your skills. We can't be experts in everything, right? For instance, I'm only familiar with some of their listed software, and that's precisely what I have included in my resume. It's crucial not to fabricate skills just for the purpose of matching the keywords. In a real-world work environment, the false claims will be exposed sooner or later. Plus, there are ample training opportunities on the job. In fact, my favorite aspect of my role as an R&D scientist is the encouragement to explore and adopt new tools and techniques to enhance the efficiency of my work and bring values to the team. The companies I have worked for are very generous in reimbursing fees for relevant training and classes. The past 1 minute was a great example of oversharing. Did you catch that? Let's get back on track. The key message here is to be honest with your skills and don't make things up just for the purpose of matching. it's not worth it. Ever found yourself pondering about the publication section, especially when gunning for a research and development scientist role? I get it. Research is a crucial part of your qualification, right? So why leave it out? Here's the catch. I didn't cram it into my resume because I already itemized the number of my publications there. Instead, I took a savvy detour. I uploaded my detailed publication list as a separate document to the application system. Here's the nugget of wisdom I wish I had sooner. Despite their title, hiring managers juggle a lot more than just hiring. Time is a precious commodity. They simply cannot afford the time to dive deep into every single resume, let alone dissect a lengthy publication list. Lesson learned. If I were to hit the reset button on this job application, I would toss in a relevant publication section, only spotlighting the 3 publications directly relevant to this job. You don't need to shoehorn everything into the resume. Sometimes, less is more. Publication is just one example of the helper section for an R&D scientist role. The overarching goal of the helper section is to complement your skills and experience, thereby presenting you as an ideal candidate for the job. To achieve this, it's crucial to discern from the job description which additional information you can put in there to make you stand out from other candidates. For example, if you are seeking a position as a medical science liaison, consider adding a section highlighting your presentation, scientific writing, and outreaching experiences. Alternatively, for a computational biologist, a section showcasing the tools and pipelines you have developed and how many times they have been cited, they have been downloaded by others would be a great fitting. Get the gist? Feel free to inject creativity into this section, as long as the content underscores your matching skills. To summarize, we have delved into the key priorities of our audience, recruiters and hiring managers, when reviewing a resume. First and foremost, they focus on whether the candidate possesses the matching skills. Secondly, if the candidate appears to be a good fit, they inquire their availability to join the company. We have explored how various components of an effective resume addresses these 2 questions. One common pitfall for PhD students is oversharing in resumes and during interviews. It's important to recognize that our audience is primarily concerned about the information directly relevant to the job we are applying to, not necessarily what we'd like to share the most. Targeted addressing your audience needs should be the top priority when crafting our resume. As the 2024 summer internship application season kicks off, stay tuned for my next video, where I will guide you through the process of searching for internship opportunities on LinkedIn. I will also guide you through step-by-step on how to submit a complete application to a major pharmaceutical company. If you don't want to miss out, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.